And I remember seeing her on her bed at home, and we gave her a token of appreciation for what she did, and she passed on. I get asked a lot whether our young people are more coddled today and whether they're getting softer. And then I get reminded by incidents or stories or my previous encounters with young people that sometimes it's not the case. About 10 years ago, when I was doing National Day Parade as the chairman of the show, I come across volunteers like a 22-year-old that persisted in continuing with the rehearsals week after week, even though she had suffered a rare bone cancer. She did not live to finish and perform in the show. And I remember seeing her on her bed at home, and we gave her a token of appreciation for what she did, and she passed on. And so those are the kinds of memories that remind me that our youth are not soft. They have a desire to achieve a lot, to push themselves. And so from a youth development perspective, injecting uncertainty, giving them situations for which they're not familiar with, all those are important interventions. I'm not saying don't be hard on them. Be hard on them, they can take it. They can take feedback, but be honest with them and be committed to their growth. This generation also is exposed to a lot of narratives. So the channels for information, of hearing all kinds of issues, views and perspectives from so many angles, whether in the physical realm or the digital realm, they are going to have a much more difficult time, I suspect, than what I have. I don't have actually the expertise to take it with the young person, especially on things like gender dysphoria. How do I talk about it when in my own time, I haven't grappled with the issue? So I think the youth have it more complicated, but it doesn't mean that we don't journey with them. Sometimes what the youth are not looking for are answers from us, and we are very quick as Singaporeans to give answers, resolution. That's what we're damn good at, right? But what they're looking for is somebody to go alongside and experience it with them, because what are we after here in the end? NYC is not about youth engagement. It's about building trust with young people. It's about getting them to trust that we are willing to wrangle issues and problems and uncertainties with them, even if we ourselves don't have the answers. There are certain disciplines that I try to apply when I engage young people. And the key one I would have to say is shut up and just listen. Giving space for them to voice and actually intentionally asking them or letting them air their views. As adults, we just have a lot to say, a lot of advice to dispense, and we're very passionate about it, and I can understand why. But sometimes it's just good to keep quiet and listen. The last one is, I've also learned that just because you became a leader in SCF doesn't mean that the leadership journey has ended. When I first came on the job, one of the exciting projects that was given to us was to do the National Outdoor Education Master Plan with the Ministry of Education. And that required building a new Coney campus for Outward Bound Singapore on Coney Island. That project has challenged and pushed me in so many levels that sometimes it's gone through from a period of excitement to joy to despair to happiness again. And as public officers, we also look for ways, frameworks, techniques, leadership philosophies to arm ourselves and build ourselves. And we do different things, and that's only part of the story. Some of the interventions that I do will be, maybe I accompany my instructors for a 5-day, 4-night expedition, not to see what the participants go through, but to experience what it is like as an instructor. I work together with the senior management to always get a pulse of what's happening. I've now slowly come to a sort of self-realization that it's a discipline. It's in the everyday, day by day, left, right, of how you work with people, how you go to the ground, how you listen, how you communicate, how you work through the issues. And that's the real part of the grind of leadership that most of us don't want to see, not that we don't want to see, but it can wear you down and it can be lonely at times. So what's nice is there are techniques, but I'm starting to realize that there's so many out there. You go to the bookstore, you go to the next fad or book or next podcast that says, oh, leadership is, these are the top 3 things. It's not like that at all. I want the National Youth Council to be able to be that partner that helps the whole of the public officers and public service to be able to engage young people better, to be more informed. Thanks for the chat and thanks for the cuppa.